What's up, my friend? Today I'll be reacting to why no one wants to live in the center of the US. Well, that's a great question, but before I go into that, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like on this video, thank you so much, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. You guys end up recommending this one a lot, so let's play it.
According to the United Nations, India became the most populous country in the world in 2023. Can you guess where the United States of America stands in that rating?
So number 1 is India, number 2 is China, and America is probably number 3. But the difference to China and India in terms of population is quite big. But I believe America is number 3.
It's number 3. And America is the fourth largest country in terms of size. It takes up some 6% of Earth's landmass. Plenty of space for 335 million people who live there, right?
Yeah.
No need to squeeze them into one region. Well, not quite. The population of the U.S. is distributed pretty unevenly. Let's draw a line right through the middle.
Okay, so this I'm already aware that this side have quite more people. It's not even comparable, actually, my friends. And if you look at this side, it's basically California, that they have a lot of people, and also Washington. But not a lot of people live on this side. It's kind of crazy when you look at the map like this. Do you guys agree with me on that? But so the idea of this video, from what I understood, is the middle. So the middle is even crazier. But even this one is crazy enough to me.
Of the country. It'll run from North Dakota in the north to Texas in the south.
Oh, wow.
Once you input census data and do some math, astounding figures appear. 80% of the U.S. population lives east of the imaginary line.
That's crazy.
The remaining 20% live to the west.
Yeah.
That's just 1 in 5 Americans. We're talking about large metropolitan.
Oh, wow, I never thought. Yeah, it makes sense, but yeah, it's still crazy, sorry.
areas such as Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. You don't believe me? Just look at a satellite map of the U.S. at night. The right part is shining pretty bright, right? But why? Why is there such a huge imbalance in population? Simply put, history and geography. The East Coast is the place where the U.S. became independent in 1776. These are the original 13 colonies. Soon enough, settlers started spreading westward. One important milestone was the Louisiana Purchase. Today, this region is mostly what we call the Midwest. The area aligns nicely with the Mississippi watershed. Yup, this means plenty of fertile soil ideal for agriculture. But does this automatically mean a spike in population?
Okay, so the soil is really good. Oh, that alone would make me believe that a lot of people went there. Oh, but it's not the case. Okay, this is a very interesting video, my friends.
The demographics of the U.S. reveal that a majority of its citizens live either on the east or the west coast. This leaves a large patch of land in the middle of the country virtually empty. People know it as America's underpopulated belt. The area stretches from the Canadian border in the north to Mexico in the south. The total surface area of this strip of land is 350,000 square miles. That's twice the size of California. One massive piece of land. In fact, this narrow strip accounts for 12% of the contiguous United States. That's the U.S. without Alaska and Hawaii. The belt runs north to south through 7 states, but its population makes up only 1% of the total number of people living in.
Oh, that number is crazy. So in the middle of the US, only 1% of Americans live there? No, I don't believe it. Actually, I do, and that's crazy. Oh man, wow.
In the United States. Now, this doesn't mean that the area is completely empty. It's still home to just over 3 million people. That's roughly the population of the island country of Jamaica.
3 million people is nothing. You know, I mean, you guys have 300 million. Actually more, 355, right? Um, oh wow, this is so crazy. And from what I know, prices there, if you want to buy an house, they are still expensive. Which I don't even understand what's going on there, because if no one lives there, but probably there is not a lot of construction also, so yeah.
But there is room here for many more residents. Let's take the example of Nigeria. Its total land area is slightly bigger than the sparsely inhabited belt in America. But Nigeria's population is a huge 206 million people. This makes it the 7th most populated country on the planet. Impressive, right? But why isn't the American Midwest living up to its potential?
Okay, I honestly don't know the answer, but I will try to put a couple of ideas out there. 1. A lot of tornadoes. André, that's stupid. There is tornadoes everywhere. Well, I don't know. Number 2. My number 2 is stupid. I was about to say it's too hot, but from the north is not hot, right? It's actually cold. Actually, I don't know. I mean, at one point I thought maybe mountains, but that's not the case, right?
Well, time for one last history lesson. Okay. I've already mentioned how the United States expanded from the East Coast to the West Coast. This doesn't mean that the West was lagging too far behind. Take, for example, the cities of San Francisco and Los Angeles. They were incorporated in 1850. That's just 13 years after Chicago. The following year, Portland, Oregon became incorporated. You get the picture. And then, in 1869, the United States completed building its first transcontinental railroad. In terms of transport, the country was unified. There is no historical reason strong enough to explain why so few people live in the center of the country. So now it's time for some interesting geography. If you look at the physical map of the United States, you'll notice that this belt lies in the Great Plains. As the name suggests, the area is flat, which should be ideal.
So, great idea, André. A lot of mountains. Yeah, the area is actually flat. Okay, this makes even... Oh, man.
For large settlements. Well, not really.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. That's even better because you can build a lot of stuff easy there.
East of this region, there is a huge patch of the color brown. It's covered by mountains. But not just any mountains. These are the Rockies. The range is around 76 million years old. It has several peaks over 14,000 feet. And most of the Rockies are national parks, a vast nature reserve. But most importantly,
no chance that's real. That's AI. No chance that's a real photo. Is that a real photo, my friends? If so, please tell me where. If I had to guess, that looks like Alaska. No, that makes no sense because we are speaking about one specific region. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Range plays a vital role in the region's climate. Ever heard of the rain shadow effect? Let me explain.
No.
Wet weather systems form over the Pacific Ocean. Then they travel east, where they meet the Rockies. Now the air has to go up over
Okay, I know the answer already. So there is no water. Okay, that makes sense.
The mountains. This is where it cools down and condenses. The final result? A lot of rain and snow for the people living on or west of the range. And just a few drops east of it. When air from the Pacific finally reaches the Great Plains, it doesn't contain much moisture anymore. In fact, the weather system starts taking up moisture from the surrounding landscape. This creates an arid climate east of the Rocky Mountains. That's the exact location of the belt where so few Americans live.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, I know this is unrelated with the video, but America is so beautiful. Look at that. I mean, we are looking at Mars. What is that? Colorado? No, Colorado makes no sense. That's probably Arizona. 100% Arizona. Or New Mexico. Or Utah. Or Texas. You get the point. Or any other state. Actually, no. This is not Alaska for sure. Yeah, sorry.
It's one of the driest parts of the country. So when settlers came in the 19th century, they were like, nah, I'll just continue west. Plus,
that makes
there was
sense.
the gold rush in California they were heading for. The climate in this part of the plains isn't great for agriculture, and huge fluctuations in air temperature don't help either. In a single
Okay.
day, temperatures can drop from 70 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. These sudden
In a single day? No. I mean, can you imagine how many clothes you have to have? Because you could... That's not a great point, but it's still crazy.
changes in outside temperature are harmful to human health. It's like stepping inside an air-conditioned room on a sizzling summer day. Not a pleasant feeling. Southern California has a similarly dry climate, yet close to 40 million people live there. This makes California the most populous U.S. state. Their secret? A vast network of irrigation canals and aqueducts, plus a share of water from the Colorado River.
Oh, well.
Summers in the Great Plains get very hot, while winters are extremely cold. The reason behind these wild weather patterns
Okay, so basically you have the worst of both sides, you know? Summer, yeah, good luck with that. Winter, yeah, good luck with that. So there is no positive, you know? So anyone watching me right now lives on that region, the mid, maybe not. I mean, that's unlikely, but I wonder.
are polar winds. They get a piggyback ride along the ridges of the Rockies and then rapidly descend into the plains. A winter day in Wyoming, for example, can start pleasantly warm, but later in the afternoon, the temperature can easily drop below zero. You just wouldn't know how to
Okay, now for sure that's fake. That's not a real photo. Right? Oh my god, maybe it's real. But this no, okay. Oh man, I keep losing focus when I react to American things because I always find America so beautiful. But I have to stop with that. I admit. That said, that's a beautiful photo. But that said, this makes a lot of sense. Actually, I'm enjoying this video quite a lot, and I think the points are actually quite clear.
dress, and you probably wouldn't want to relocate here. That's what 99% of Americans think too. Humans like to feel comfortable, so we choose to live in temperate climate zones.
So wait a second. Okay, I'm not liking this channel. So
Relocate here. That's what
Take a
99%
look.
of Americans think too. Humans
Paris,
like to feel comfortable,
Barcelona,
so we choose to live in
and
temperate.
London. Where is Lisbon? No, seriously. Lisbon also have an amazing weather. Always the bias against Portugal. Shame.
climate zones. Places that are either too cold or too hot don't have a large population. Just look at the driest inhabited continent. You've guessed it correct.
Oh, this is true, right? Australia also most is empty because it's too hot. I believe it, and there is a lot of crime related with kangaroos on the middle. No, that was a bad joke, right? Sorry.
It's Australia. Nearly 70% of the country is either arid or semi-arid. That's a subtle way of saying that it's a desert. That's why Australians are huddled in coastal areas. 90% of them live in big cities, such as Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth.
Beautiful, actually.
The only exception is the capital, Canberra. They build it inland close to a water source. But Australia's interior is sparsely populated. Just like in the States, there is only one major
Australia and America are kind of similar in a lot of things. Am I crazy on that? I think both countries are beautiful. In the past, I reacted to a couple of Canada, Australia videos. I love my Canadian viewers, by the way. A lot of Australia related stuff, and I had fun. Should I react to that more? Even though you guys are Americans? I don't know.
major town in an area the size of 12 Lake Michigans. A huge shout out to the residents of Alice Springs. They truly live in an oasis.
What? You guys saw that? It's crazy. So
Shout out to the residents of Alice Springs. They truly live in
okay.
an oasis.
So they live it right there. Oh no. Oh no, that's bad. because everything is desert around, right?
And what about places with a temperate climate, like Europe? The population is evenly distributed here, right? Well, yes and no, depending on the country. In Germany, 77% of people live in urban.
I'm gonna be honest. If this guy tells anything bad about Portugal, I'm not uploading this video to YouTube. No chance.
Areas. They have plenty of major cities to choose from. Berlin, Hamburg, Munich, and Köln all have over 1 million residents. But let's look at neighboring France. How many cities with a population over 1 million can you name? Okay,
Paris, Lyon, Marseille, maybe. Paris, Lyon, Marseille. I'm going with those three.
Paris, definitely. It has over 12 million residents in the metropolitan area.
A lot.
But now comes the staggering fact. The next two cities on the list have a population of barely 2 million.
Lyon, Marseille. Look, my friends, Europe stuff, I'm your guy.
Respectively. Can you notice the huge imbalance? This is the case in most large European countries. In Greece,
So even in Portugal is more or less the same. Lisbon, a lot of people. We have a bunch of places that no one is always relative, but very few people live there compared with Lisbon and Porto.
for example, 35% of the population lives in the capital, Athens. So the largely underpopulated center of the United States is not a unique example.
And again, not a single word for Portugal. Shame.
America is the land of opportunities, but chances of finding a better life are greater in large cities.
Makes sense,
The
right?
country's top 100 metropolitan areas account for at least 3/4 of the nation's GDP, and most of them are located on the east and the west coast.
Okay, but if you have a lot of money, could be a nice place to retire, right? Because things may be a bit cheaper. The thing is, you may not have the things you like around. Maybe, but if there is a big city but there is no big city, that's the thing. Never mind.
There are no cities with over 1 million residents in America's underpopulated belt. That's it for today. So hey, if you
Great video, my
pacified your
friends.
curiosity, then give the video.
Was there another civilization before us? Yeah, 100% there was. Why do people want to live in these 9 states? Okay, this could be good. Don't want. Okay, this could be even better. My friend, it's everything for today. I had a lot of fun. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. And that's it for today, my friends. Hope you end up enjoying this video. If that's the case, do not forget to leave a like. Also consider to subscribe if you are new to my channel. And also let me remember you about one thing. I have a Patreon community. I put videos there a bit earlier than I put on YouTube. So if you want to support me and have access to early content, go to my Patreon. I will leave a link on my description. Take a look at that. You can also scan the QR code you'll be seeing here, and that's it.